What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We got some major stuff here for you guys here today, and the Supreme Court may be intervening here yet again for millions of Americans. We got multiple different things here for you guys here today. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon. Part of my daily mission here is to keep you guys updated on everything going on here in our country and things you need to know about here. Also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us down below. Yeah, apparently it's starting to come out now that Capitol Police uh, has cameras outside Nancy Pelosi's home that was broken into. And yeah, so it wasn't being actively monitored. Like they didn't have a person watching the cameras 24 hours a day. But apparently, the public is now learning about this as Capitol Police is now going back over the footage. Here's the details of this. U.S. Capitol Police had cameras outside the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. But they were not being actively monitored 24/7, like with a live person watching them, if that makes sense. According to three sources familiar with the matter, Capitol Police saw a flash of police lights on the camera, rewound the video, and saw the break in on their video. Yeah, so apparently they have the break-in on video footage. Yeah. Yeah, it is unclear whether or not the cameras should have been actively monitored at the time, but Capitol Police has apparently they have rewound the video and saw the break-in, and they have it on their video. Now, this is part of an ongoing investigation, and you kind of know how police are. Whether or not they will release it to the public here in the near future remains left to be untold. The Washington Post was the first to report this detail. Capitol Police Chief Tom Manager on Tuesday said his department is looking at providing additional security for members of Congress after last week's assaults on Paul Pelosi. Also, Nancy Pelosi's and Paul Pelosi's attacker faces charges of murder. He pled not guilty today. As you can see here, he pled not guilty to all state charges at the San Francisco arraignment today. Paul Pelosi was unconscious in a pool of his own blood for 3 minutes following the hammer attack. This is how serious this was. Yeah, what a terrible thing to happen to. The guy was 82 years old, right? Details from the Department of Justice have filed federal kidnapping and assault charges against David DePape, the man accused of last week against Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, accused of attacking him with a hammer and breaking into their home. He was charged with assault of an immediate family member of a federal official, which carries a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison, and attempted kidnapping of a federal official because he said, "Where is Nancy?" and he was looking for Nancy Pelosi, which also carries a maximum sentence of 20 years. He was charged by the San Francisco District Attorney with attempted murder, residential burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, false imprisonment of elder, and threats to a public official and their families, which has an additional 13 years to life in prison if convicted of all local charges against him. The federal complaints have debunked conspiracy theories that have spread on the internet, fueling rhetoric in right-wing circles and casting doubt on some of the facts of the attack. David DePape told officers in a recorded interview last week that he broke through the glass door in the home using a hammer, according to the criminal complaint. So he has told police this in a recorded interview. So they have this on recording. Whether or not they'll release this to the public, we will see. Sometimes they do this, but I mean, this is part of an ongoing investigation. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts on this. You know, some people are saying, "Oh, the glass is broken, and the glass is broken outwards." I mean, if you smash a glass window with a hammer, there's going to be glass on the inside and the outside. If you smash a glass window, it's almost common sense that there's going to be glass on both sides. It's not like you're going to smash a glass window and only glass is going to go inside. Glass is going to go on both sides. It's just, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. You could let me know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah. The Supreme Court asked again to intervene in the Biden student loan forgiveness program, which would provide stimulus type relief to over 40 million Americans, about 43 million Americans of $10,000 to $20,000. And a lot of people wondering what might the next stimulus type program be, as well as Congress has already has bills to potentially have medical debt forgiveness. Could there be other types of forgiveness as well? Maybe credit card debt forgiveness, mortgage debt forgiveness in the near future. So right now, that bill, well, here's the details on it. A conservative legal group, aka a Republican legal group, filed an emergency request to the Supreme Court on Tuesday, asking it to block the Biden administration from implementing its $400 billion student loan forgiveness program. Biden's plan, which would cancel up to $20,000 in student loan debt for Pell Grant recipients. The Pell Grant recipients are the $20,000 are for the lowest income recipients, and $10,000 are for people who didn't get Pell Grants. Has already been placed on hold by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit as it considers a separate appeal. Now, Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, after she declined a similar request from a taxpayer group in Wisconsin to temporarily block the Biden administration, this was, about 2 weeks ago. Amy Coney Barrett issued that order on October 20th without any explanation. And she's a Republican. She was appointed by former President Donald Trump. So basically, she just deemed that the Biden student loan forgiveness was legal in that case. Now, the Pacific Legal Foundation filed this emergency request on Tuesday, appealing the decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit, which is a different lawsuit, albeit similar, right? The reasons there are so many different lawsuits is that groups opposed to the program are attempting to find a single plaintiff who has standing. In other words, who can demonstrate they're injured by the effort in a way that allows them to challenge it in a federal court. The latest filing comes from Pacific Legal, comes on behalf of two people entitled to automatic cancellation of their debt. The plaintiffs claim that the automatic cancellation of their debt will create excessive tax liability under state law. So they're literally reaching really, really far and wide to find one or two people in the whole country to try to cancel the student loan forgiveness for 40 million Americans, which is really sad, honestly, because remember that there's no taxes being raised for anybody on this. Just like the SNAP raises that are going on right now, there's over half the states that are issuing additional SNAP benefits of $95 a month every single month. If the states are choosing to give it away, basically, no taxes are being raised for that. We've had past programs, 3 stimulus checks, paycheck protection programs, unemployment benefits, rent assistance of $40 billion, mortgage assistance of $9.9 billion. That's going on right now. Utility assistance. In fact, I just covered that here in the past video. I'll link you to that here as well. Billions of dollars of utility assistance that actually some states are starting on November 1st. They're not raising any taxes to do this, okay? So this is just the latest stimulus program. There's 33 to 35 states that are passing state stimulus checks, property tax relief checks, inflation relief checks, just the latest kind of names on this. There's no, in fact, states are lowering taxes right now because states have surplus money. So states have a plethora of money from their surplus money, which makes surplus money basically means that they're bringing in more money than they need to run their state budget. And every single state that I have seen has billions of dollars, or at least $1 billion. Some of the smaller states have a smaller amount, but they have a smaller amount of people to kind of like work with. And larger states like California had a $97 billion surplus. Yeah, at the end of their fiscal year when they kind of reported that. And you kind of think about this. This is crazy. And really, this is because unemployment is at a historic low. People have gone back to work, but inflation's at a historic high. And remember, if you kind of watch my show, we know that inflation is pretty much high everywhere around the world. So now's kind of a good time to be helping out people who need it in a targeted way. Not the rich people, not people who don't need it, but people who need it, people who are struggling. Now's a good chance to help out people right now because inflation's really, really bad. It's either that or don't help out anybody, right? It's just like, okay, so people are struggling. People are really like food's really expensive, gas really expensive, rent's really expensive, interest rates are going up. In fact, Jerome Powell's interest rates meeting is going to happen here at the time of this filming. He hasn't announced it yet. I'll probably have to do it in the next video. But it's just like we could go one of two ways as a country. We could either help people or not help people. I mean, you let me know your thoughts here. If it was me, if I was the president, honestly, you help people. You help people in need, right? Now, the president did the student loan forgiveness because he was able to do it without Congress. Okay, and honestly, I'm happy for these people. Okay, it doesn't help me. We are already paid off our student loans. I could be mad. I could be mad at all these people. Mad and say, I paid off my student loans. Blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible teaches, right? The Bible teaches be happy for your neighbors. And honestly, after this, what the next program might be. We have rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance going on right now. Okay, the rent assistance is kind of running out. I don't know if some states have it left, but homeowners assistance is available right now. 33 states have passed it this year. Some states still sending out their checks right now till the end of the year. The utility assistance just opening up here on November 1st. November 1st and December 1st for states going on right now. I just did a video on that. I'll link you to that here at the end of this video, which is going to be here in like really pretty quickly. And so there's stuff like this all the time. And no, they don't raise taxes for any of this. So if anything, be happy for the people getting the student loan forgiveness. Be happy for the people getting utility assistance. Hopefully it's you on one of these programs. Hopefully you're getting the SNAP benefit raises. And if not, what the next program might be. Maybe you got one of the state stimulus checks, 33 different states. Hopefully there'll be a federal stimulus check here next. Who knows? Who knows? After the midterms here, which is just in a few days, we'll have to see what is going to be coming here next. And honestly, there's going to probably be a whole bunch of states doing state stimulus checks. Honestly, there could be a few more this year. There's going to be states still sending out them this year, and probably a lot more next year because these states have so much money still left over that there'll probably be some next year. Remember that the current Congress is still in session until the beginning of January. So regardless of what happens with this election, the current Congress can still pass bills and send out anything until January. Yeah, so keep that in mind. And let me know your thoughts. So if you really think about it, with this current environment and the last 2 years, 3 stimulus checks, paycheck protection program, student loan forgiveness of $10,000 to $20,000, rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, extra SNAP benefits of $95 a month on top of the SNAP raises that we've seen, food stamps, all these different programs. It's more than we have ever seen ever in the history of the country. If we go back 10 years even, this type of stuff never ever existed. So really, I know that people always like to be pessimistic, but if you really kind of think about all the stuff that has been happening here recently, this is more than we have ever seen before. Yeah, so I'm a glass half full guy, not a glass empty guy. If you really just add this type of stuff up, we've seen more help and more programs than ever, right? Go back 10 years ago. Were we seeing this type of stuff ever before? Did we see 3 stimulus checks basically within 2 years ever before? Did we see rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, student loan forgiveness for over 40 million Americans, extra SNAP benefits of $95 a month, all the paycheck protection program, unemployment? I mean, all these different programs. No, we didn't. We didn't. All this basically happened here in a short time, and they're not stopping. 33 different states sending out stimulus checks. There's going to be more next year, maybe a Social Security raise. I didn't even mention the child tax credits. I didn't even mention that. There's other things I'd probably not even thinking about at the top of my head. So really, this is very hopeful, and a lot of these programs are still continuing. Congress is still, working on sending out new stuff. So I'm going to keep you up to date here with everything. And the utility assistance just starting on now, hundreds to thousands of dollars they'll pay for your utilities. So yeah. So I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. If you haven't yet, click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. You literally just click the subscribe button, then click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. And don't forget to hit the like button for us as well. And I'll keep you up to date here. You can click this video here to see about the new utility assistance starting here, just started here actually about a day ago in some states. Some states will be starting on December 1st, but that video shows you how to do it. Or you can click this video here to watch my newest video next. So click on one of those videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.